Welcome. Actually, we were seeing how ChatGPT or other LLM tools can be useful during all phases of data science life cycle. We were discussing about this phase, that is data acquisition and ETL. And in previous lecture, we saw some advanced techniques which actually makes the whole ETL process almost unnecessary, or rather transforms it completely by totally new technology. And one of them was one big table combined with large language model. Today we want to continue our discussion with the same topic, uh, but again, this lecture also would go slightly off track, just slightly off track. Role of ChatGPT like LLM is again there, but here you can see that in ETL, get uh, before you can perform any transformation on data, or then next process is that EDA, exploratory data analysis. You have to acquire data acquisition. Now, in a normal circumstances, if you are working as a data scientist in a company, then you acquire data from either your local database, or maybe if you are a data scientist uh, organization, then you obtain the data from your client's remote database, or maybe you can obtain the data from web scraping also. But I'm not talking at present about that thing. I'm talking about suppose you want to learn about applications of any new technology, may it be ChatGPT or any other, then a new person in the data science often gets a little bit handicapped by lack of enough practice data. But here I am giving at least 10 such links, and I will be uploading these PPT or these links along with this lectures video. So these links are links to such big data sources that you will not require anything more than this for your whole life, for your data science study, for practicing purpose. Okay. Now let us come to applications of ChatGPT. Now, one argument which is often done by detractors or opponents of AI is that AI will make the data governance much difficult. And actually, it is that situation that it will make the data governance difficult. But AI also has the solution for that. So this is one excellent startup, Illuminex. You can take a trial for 10 days for free, and it is really good to see what it can do. So this is a blog on them only, on their website only, and it says that this particular Illuminex uses either its own AI, or it uses uh, ChatGPT's AI. They leave the decision to the client who is using their platform. Okay, so it has built its own AI assistant, and they also have own organic recommendation engine, or they have tied up with third-party engineer, currently with OpenAI ChatGPT. Now, where this can be useful, one application is it can auto-generate the business terms, along with the suggested description. Whenever a newcomer, or for example, client or customer talks with a data scientist or business analyst, one big problem is about terminology. Say KPI and ARPU and all that. KPI, what does that mean for a client who is not from technological background? So KPI actually means key performance indicators, and ARPU means average revenue per unit and all that. Now, even each organization can have its own technology. In fact, it is required if you want to make a robust database system, then first you have to agree on terms. Okay. Before discussing anything, let us agree on definitions. There is such uh, phrase, if it is followed by people on internet, particularly on social media platform, then a lot of conflicts can be avoided. But anyway, so here, while designing a data driven organization, first the organization decides its terminology. So for example, what does customer mean? Then you can see on their platform that customer means this is the description of customer, and with respect to the specific database of that customer, you can even tell you database of that organization. You can even view the table which is having how many tables are having relation with that term customer. Second, how many diagrams are there in the exploration and like that. So here it gives the definition that a customer is actually a person or organization which buys the goods or services like that. This may look small, but let us see, there are more things also, I will tell you. Then there is auto-generated business metric. So there is a AI assistant for that. It may be enabled by ChatGPT, but the metric gets an auto-generated SQL query with a single definition. Okay. And a good example is, suppose your end user does not know SQL, but he says, I want to find the ratio of active vendors among all active vendors. So then that is the SQL for that can be generated. Or reverse, if you give the SQL, then it can generate the verbal description for that. Say here, for example, there are some well-known database. This is still a very developing platform. So those who are familiar with data analytics, they know that Microsoft SQL Server has AdventureWorks, Northwind. These are well-known databases which are provided free for practice. So I can click on, say, human resources, and I can see that human resources, this many data are there. Then I can click on any one, then it will give me this thing, lineage. Now, this kind of visual description is very important for data modeling. We are just now going to see what is data modeling. Okay. So then, and for even understanding the data. Okay. Then there is one other great thing, these queries, for example. Then say this is the query. Now I can just click this, that translate this query by Illuminex AI. So that for a, now such a query has no meaning for business owner, but if you just translate this way, then this translation is done by large language model. The query calculates the percentage of preferred vendors among all vendors. Then this is plain English. So this is understood by everybody. Okay. So the advantage of that will be that one day, of course, that future is still far away, but one day the end user will start doing his own data analytics for his niche application. I am not saying he will become an expert data scientist who can handle any business, but for his niche application, he may be able to do the necessary data analytics by if he knows just plain English. Okay. Because just like query can be translated into that, reverse of that also can be possible, that the end user will just enter this plain English and it will go to the Illuminex or similar provider where it will be converted into query. The database of the client is stored on them. So then the query will be executed there and the response will be again converted into more understandable format and then it will be conveyed to the end user. So this is possible in future. Okay. Then there is one another thing called observability. Here, this is databases, but I want to show perhaps this thing. Some analytics can be shown. Yes, I wanted to show this thing, that some graph diagrams can be seen. Now you can understand, I am making it small. In a large organization, the database ultimately becomes so complicated, and how various entities are related to each other, or that is often not clear. So at that time, if you have uploaded your data to this organization, or if you have maybe taken their service, then in that case, you can easily view this kind of uh, graphical view. And this was semantic view, but I can switch to data objects view also like this. Again, I am just zooming a little bit. So customer and purchase order here and store. So either you can switch to semantic objects or you can switch to data objects. So these things may not be of interest to people who are new to data science, but these things are very important for someone who is having data modeling requirement. And if you see the job descriptions which on LinkedIn, etc., whether they are realistic or not, I don't want to comment on that. But they often many companies give job description like this, that should be expert with data modeling, should be expert with database design, should be expert with SQL, Python, should be SQL with expert with R, expert level knowledge of Excel formula is required. So, and now they will add ChatGPT and AI also. They have already started adding it. So the question is, at least you should, you cannot learn everything, but you should know few tools by which such things can be made easy. Okay. This lineage thing I can show here if possible. Yes. So how department is related with employee and how department is related, what are the joins in this database, etc. can be visualized. And as I said, more important thing is you can visualize, I mean, what one wants to visualize, that can be told in simple language to these platforms. Okay. Data exploration also can be done, but that part is EDA part, so that we will do in that. Of course, this is far more advanced. So we will, as I said earlier, also we will stick to data exploration by our basic coding method using either Jupyter or maybe Microsoft SSMS or similar tool. But I wanted to at least show that GPT, when combined with other tools, can become very powerful. Okay. Now, should I close? I think I should close this. Fine. Now, so data governance actually can be complicated due to AI. That argument is true by opponents of AI, but same AI which creates problem of also offers a solution and enables better data catalogs and data governance. Now building model with ChatGPT. Modeling, data modeling can be conceptual data modeling, logical data modeling, and physical data modeling. Okay. Now let us see conceptual data modeling. Okay. So I come to our well-known website, chat.openai.com, and here I have taken, say, this is the data modeling techniques. Data modeling can be done by many different techniques. Let me zoom this slightly. Yeah. One is a, this is the most familiar and common, famous or popular technique, entity relationship diagram, then hierarchical data modeling, network data modeling, object oriented and relational. Okay. Now, entity relationship modeling is the most popular, and there are some tools also like Erwin, etc. So let us see how much ChatGPT can help in various stages. As I said, first is conceptual uh, data modeling. So let us use this prompt. You are an expert data modeler. Please give steps required to start data modeling activity for the market basket analysis for e-commerce domain. Now, here I am putting that prompt. Again, I am asking answer in page wise. So it starts describing what is market basket analysis. Then to start the data modeling activity for market basket analysis, following steps are typically involved. Define business objective, gather and prepare the data for then once data is collected, then transform the data into suitable format and so on. I'm not describing everything because you should execute the query yourself. Perform association rule mining, evaluate and interpret the result. Now continued on page 2. So page 2, please. It continues, visualize and communicate the result, validate and refine the model, implement and monitor the model, iterative development. Okay. Now it gives a certain things, and as I have always said, that do not believe everything which it says. Sometimes it makes up thing, hallucinates. So you have to always follow the advice of someone who has the knowledge of that domain of data modeling. Now create a conceptual data model. First we asked it some steps. Now we are asking that, okay, you have given me the steps. Now give me conceptual data model for market basket analysis. So it gives various entities and actors which are typically present in such a system. Customer is present, product is present, there are transactions, there is a basket, there are association rules. That person who buys item A usually also buys item B, like that, or after item A person buys item B, like that. Then there is a market basket analysis system, and data analyst is involved, and some e-commerce platform is involved. Continued on page 2 again. So page 2, please. And it has given few more things. So now, from conceptual, let us ask next stage, logical data model. Because once logical data model is obtained, thereafter there are some ready-made tools uh, like Erwin or other tools where you can create entity relationship diagram. So first let us obtain logical data model. So I am using this prompt. Provide a step-by-step process of building the logical data model for above application. So it has come up with exact step that open Erwin tools, create entities, create attributes, and then establish relationship, apply keys and construct. So your entity relationship diagram, which is in short called ER diagram, will be ready. Then refine the model, document the model, and collaborate and review. Finally, save the model. What does this mean? For those who have done it, it is clear. But some this kind of diagram will be generated by this. This is called entity relationship diagram. Each table is called one entity, and the relationship between table. For example, a customer buys an item. So then customer and product, they are related with each other, and sometimes one customer can buy many products. So that means that is called one to many. But at the same time, same product can also be bought by many customers. So again, that way also one to many, and therefore the relationship between them is called many to many relationship. And this is the database, standard database view. This is the entity relationship diagram. So once you follow the steps which are given by ChatGPT, then of course you have to have some familiarity of using this tool Erwin or other similar tool, but they have good documentation, so you can easily do that. Then you can get come up with this kind of diagram, or this kind of entirely big complex diagram also for your entire system. Okay, so this is one other application of ChatGPT. Okay. Thank you.